Right then, so after today's video, you are never going to top your fairway woods again. Right then guys, no pressure. So after today's video, bold claim, but you're never going to top your fairway woods again. And as an added little bonus, I'm also going to put in there the hybrids. So we're going to help you understand, first of all, why you struggle with your fairway woods and hybrids. And then second of all, what you need to do in setup and in your golf swing to make sure you never, ever top your fairway woods again. So guys, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, thank you as ever for attending. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. And remember, all my content is here to help you guys make better decisions and play better golf. Now, having said that, if while you're watching today's video, you are enjoying the video and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below, ring that notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Also, on top of my YouTube content, I'm now doing a lot more content, slightly shorter videos on my Facebook page. So lots of videos that are going to pop up on there, minimum 3 a week, very much coaching based, but I'm happy to do whatever you guys want. So I'd love it if you'd pop across to my Facebook page now, under Ali Taylor Golf, give it a like, drop some comments on there. Let me know what you think of the videos. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on Facebook and on YouTube. But for now, let's make sure you never top your fairway woods again. So, I think the big challenge is for most guys, they get a really good tee shot away and they want to feel that they can get their 3 wood, 5 wood, 7 wood, whatever it is, out of the bag, balls on the floor. I feel like they get a really good strike on it. A little bit down the left. But far too often, that's not what we see, is it? You know, stop the video now, comment below if you're one of those guys who gets it going off the tee, has to hit fairway woods and hybrids into the green because you're not maybe the longest or it's a long course you play, and this tends to be the shot that you hit. So a little scuttler along the floor that goes nowhere. Right, so first of all, let's understand what's happened at impact. So on that shot there, the club has come in and it has hit above the equator on the golf ball. The ball doesn't get in the air and the ball rolls along the floor. And if we look at the numbers on TrackMan then on that last shot, what we would see is that our angle of attack, the club was traveling up 1.8 degrees and the low point of the golf swing was 1.7 inches behind. Now, if I show you the previous shot, even though the accuracy wasn't good, it was a great strike. So just look at these numbers. So the club was moving down 2 degrees and the low point was 2.4 inches after the golf ball. Right, so this is probably the most important concept with the fairway woods and the hybrids. I think a lot of guys misunderstand. Now I'm going to talk about fairway woods first, but then I'm going to introduce the hybrids. So I think because a lot of guys, straight away the word wood is mentioned. The problem is they start setting up very much like they would with a driver. So they get the ball a long way forward, they get a little bit of spine tilt away from the target, and they want to feel that they're almost sweeping the ball off the floor. Now, I'm not going to disagree in the sense that we would like the angle of attack that the club's moving to be nice and shallow through the bottom of the swing. We don't want it going too much down, and we certainly don't want it going up, because that's what happened on that top. The club was traveling up as it hit the golf ball. But how do we understand why that's the case? So whenever you swing the golf club, the club moves up, it moves down, it reaches its lowest point, and then it starts going back up. So the key is, as long as your low point is after the golf ball, the club will be moving down into impact. Then the further after the ball that the low point is, the more the club's travelling down. The nearer it is to the golf ball, the shallower the club's moving, and if it was behind, it'd be moving up. So a good little kind of practice thing for some guys would actually be to think, right, make some practice swings, And actually don't worry about trying to get the ball in the air, do anything. There's no golf ball involved. But when you swing, just pay attention to where the club touches the ground. Now, I'm not saying that's your low point because the club could still be travelling down into the mat. But we definitely can't afford the golf ball relative to where you touch the mat. Definitely touching the mat can't be behind the golf ball. So if you were doing some practice swings and feeling that you were touching the mat there, we can see your low point could still be after the ball, but you'd catch the ground first and you'd fat it. So then straight away what you'll do is you'll miss the ground by lifting up and you'll top the golf ball. So I think the first thing is find out where you touch the floor. So for me, I know when I swing, probably kind of just inside my armpit is a pretty good point. So then what I want to do is get the golf ball maybe just level with that and then make some swings. And what I should see then is that my low point is still after the golf ball. I should then be touching the ball and then the ground. So I'm using the loft of the club face, which is a huge help. If you're hitting it off the bottom of the club, it doesn't matter what loft's there. So I'm going to get that ball position correct. I'm not going to try and do anything particular in my swing. So I'm not worried about accuracy. I'm just going to make sure I control my low point and get that good strike with the fairway wood. So strike felt good. So my low point was 4.2 inches after the golf ball. The club was moving down 3.5 degrees. And I'm pretty sure if you're somebody who struggles with topping the golf ball with your fairway woods, you'll absolutely take that every time. Now, I think the problem for me is a lot of guys are trying to help the ball in the air, add loft. So maybe some of the fairway woods, even the hybrids to an extent, might be that there's not enough loft. So if you are somebody who's got like a 3 wood and a 5 wood, try it with both, but you'll probably find initially, certainly, the 5 wood will be more successful. It's got more loft, and it's almost like you can trust the fact that you de-loft in the club and still get the ball in the air. Right, so this is where the hybrid, I think, can be a little bit confusing for guys because a lot of the comments are, is it an iron, is it a wood? Well, the clue's in the name, it's a hybrid, it's a cross between an iron and a wood. So then I think the problem becomes for guys, they say, well, should I have it where I have an iron? Or should I have it where I had a wood? Well, if you're somebody who had the wood too far forward, absolutely not. So a lot of the time, I think guys, depending on the loft, if you're very, very lofted, I mean, I've got a new hybrid arrived for testing that's actually a 7 hybrid. Never had something that lofted, so it'll be interesting when I test it to see what it does. But I think if you were that lofted, you could keep the ball very much kind of opposite your sternum in the middle of the stance. But I wouldn't be, I mean, this is a 4 hybrid, so I wouldn't be against having this pretty much the same ball position as I had my fairway wood. And as a result, even though it says 3 wood at the top, I should still see a fairly similar angle of attack and low point. Maybe not quite as good. Now, way left. Now, you guys will know if you've watched my videos, I'm not a big hybrid fan. This hybrid is actually an anti-slice hybrid. And we can see that one definitely wasn't going that way. But we can see there, low point, well after the golf ball, club moving down into the ball, which is key. And then again, you can just switch across onto your fairway wood, get that ball position correct, make your normal swing knowing that your ball position is good relative to where your low point will be, and you should be able to rip that fairway wood, and most importantly, never top it again. Right then guys, so hopefully you can see there, so simple, the way we're going to stop you topping your fairway woods. First of all, understand where you touch the ground, understand where the low point of your swing is, and as long as we've got that club moving down into impact, and then importantly that we hit the ground and then the ball, I guarantee if you can do that, you will never top your fairway woods again. Like I said, there might be a little bit of a challenge for a few of you with lack of loft on the clubs. I think try with what you've got. If you feel that with certain woods you're really, really good, others you're not as good, maybe get along and have a fitting for your fairway woods or your hybrids, and then help you just understand what your best loft is to maximize your distances off the floor, or to hit the distances you need off the floor. A lot of guys and women carry 3 woods and maybe hit 5 wood, even 7 wood further than 3 wood. So it's having the equipment that helps you, but ultimately if you don't do your end of the bargain, there's almost no chance it's going to happen. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, please click the subscribe button below, ring that notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Like I said at the start of the video, please feel free to pop over to my Facebook page. Lots of new videos on there, also under Ali Taylor Golf, as is all of my social media channels. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.